Getting you all of the highlights of the historic swearing-in ceremony that took place this morning in Srinagar. Omar Abdullah taking oath as the first Chief Minister of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Now, along with him, 5 ministers took oath, 4 from the National Conference and 1 independent supporting the NC. So even an independent found a place in the NC government, but surprisingly not the Congress. For the last many days, we've been telling you about talks between the NC and the Congress. Remember that the Congress managed to win only 6 seats. So they weren't really in a position to bargain for a whole lot of berths in the cabinet. They weren't able to clearly pull their weight in this alliance. And that's why the NC for now has kept them out of the cabinet, which means that the Congress now is giving outside support to the Omar government. Let's get you all the details in our report first.
I, Omar Abdullah, do swear in the name of God that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established.
Omar Abdullah takes oath as the first Chief Minister of Naya Jammu and Kashmir, marking his return to power after nearly 16 years. This will be the National Conference leader's second tenure as Chief Minister, but the first since the abrogation of Article 370 and the removal of J&K's statehood. Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha administered the oath of office and secrecy to Omar and his ministers. 5 ministers took oath alongside Omar, 4 from the National Conference and 1 independent.
And that I will do right to all manner of people.
Ahead of the ceremony, Omar reiterated his government's commitment to restoring Jammu and Kashmir statehood.
Being a Chief Minister of a Union Territory is a different matter altogether. It has its own challenges. But I hope that the status of a Union Territory is a temporary one. We look forward to working in cooperation with Government of India to resolve the people's problems, and the best way to do that would be to start by restoring statehood to Jammu and Kashmir.
Surinder Chaudhary, a prominent National Conference leader from the Jammu region, is the new Deputy CM.
नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस वो जमात है, वो पार्टी है जिसने हमेशा करके दिखाया है। आज नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के सामने एक बहुत बड़ा एक ऐसा होल हमें दिया गया है जहां 10 सालों का एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन करो आम आदमी का गैप है। पहले तो हमें सबसे पहले वो जो आम आदमी और एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के बीच में जो गैप है उसको फुलफिल करना है।
National Conference chief and father of the newly elected Chief Minister, Farooq Abdullah, expressed optimism that New Delhi would assist in the smooth functioning of the new government.
अल्लाह करे कि सरकार चले, दिल्ली मदद करे और यहाँ के लोगों की मुश्किलात दूर करे. And I hope this government will do what it had promised in the election manifesto.
India Alliance leaders Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, Akhilesh Yadav, Supriya Sule and others attended the swearing-in ceremony. The Congress hasn't joined the new government and has given Omar Abdullah outside support. Congress MLAs opted to skip the oath. This has sparked speculation of a rift between the National Conference and the Congress. Sources tell India Today the Congress's demand for 2 cabinet berths was rejected by the National Conference, which only offered 1.
उनको मुबारकबाद देने के लिए यहाँ आया हूँ। हमारे को बड़ी खुशी हो गई। हमारी अलायंस पार्टनर के नेता ने आज चीफ मिनिस्टर बना। बहुत दिन के बाद डेमोक्रेसी यहाँ एस्टैब्लिश हुई है।
Political leaders from the valley welcomed the formation of the new government.
बहुत सालों के बाद जम्मू कश्मीर को एक अपनी सरकार मिली और जो मैंने पहले भी कहा कि 2019 के बाद जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों को बहुत जख्म लगे हैं। जी। बहुत मुश्किलात से जम्मू कश्मीर गुजर रहा है। बड़े चैलेंजेस हैं इस सरकार के सामने और बहुत अच्छा है कि लोगों ने एक मेजॉरिटी दी इस सरकार को, इस अलायंस को।
My all the best wishes for Umar Saab and let us hope that he will fulfill his agenda. He will try everything to fulfill his agenda, and let me also hope that Modi government will provide full support to Umar Saab, because the issues of Jammu and Kashmir are much bigger than our personal interests, than our ego, than our political agendas.
The principal opposition party, the BJP, called upon the National Conference government to address concerns of Kashmiri Pandits.
जम्मू के साथ नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस की सरकारों में और कांग्रेस की सरकारों में बहुत भेदभाव हुआ है। धर्म और जाति के आधार को छोड़ करके अगर सही तरीके से सरकार बनाने का काम करेंगे तो स्वाभाविक बात है कि केंद्र की तरफ से पूरी सपोर्ट रहेगी।
With Mir Fareed in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
So what explains this snub by Omar Abdullah to the Congress? Why has the Congress found no place whatsoever in the cabinet, even when an independent has been accommodated? Let's break down several reasons for you. First is, of course, the dismal performance. This has been the worst performance by the Congress in assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir. They contested in 37 seats, won only 6. So they failed to perform or pull their weight in Jammu and Kashmir, particularly in Jammu. Now, the NC was banking on Congress to really bring in the numbers from Jammu. They failed to do that. If they'd performed well in Jammu, there was a good chance of them today having even the deputy CM post, of having a Jammu leader from Congress being the deputy chief minister. That didn't happen because of the 37 seats. They managed to bag only 6. The other issue has been also the fact that the last many days there has been talks, there's been dialogue between the NC and the Congress over who gets what. The Congress has been fighting with everything they have to try and get some berth in the cabinet. It didn't really work, and the talks remained inconclusive. Omar Abdullah made it clear he's not going to wait for them to figure it out. Now, the Congress wanted more than just one berth. Despite getting 6 seats, winning only 6 seats, they said we want 2 to 3 berths in the Omar cabinet. And obviously, Omar Abdullah refused. He put his foot down and said there's no question of that happening. So this was also a question of posturing by the Congress, saying we won't settle for just one berth and we'd rather stay out and give outside support to the Omar government. So it looks like essentially dialogue didn't really work out between NC and Congress. There was no middle ground that was reached. And secondly, also because the NC had an advantage here, because considering that they're the stronger ally and that the Congress failed to perform, they essentially called the shots.